the loud bark. Good morning, good morning. Just catching up on the chat. I'm sorry to hear about the shooting uh, at the synagogue yesterday. My friend Cheryl, who is on here an awful lot as Talking Doors, she emailed me yesterday saying, "Oh, you don't have to do Hanukkah cards. I know that you are so encouraging about everyone's different religions. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to everyone. Good morning, Jamie, Dawn, Cheryl's on, Leslie, Loretta, Diane, Sherry, Louise, Gloria, Gloria. Oh, Gloria, Joyce. Good morning to everyone. Okay, you can stop barking now. And I didn't have a chance to respond, but it was after I prepared today's lesson anyway, so I wasn't going to say, "Oh, forget it. I'm not going to do it." But now I feel more emboldened to do it because frankly, I just don't get anti-Semitism. I just don't get it. I mean, I know that makes me sound kind of naive, but um I actually Googled it. Why do people not like Jewish people of Jewish faith? And Googled that actually a couple weeks ago. And I thought, wow, this is weird. But especially in our climate, in the current situation. And I have no opinion about this one and that one and who should own this strip of land and all of that. I have no opinion about that except that war is bad and it kills people and we all need to be, whether you come from a faith um, that is believes in Jesus Christ or does not believe in Jesus Christ, believes in a different God, or doesn't believe there's a God at all. We all come from the same place. It doesn't matter our color, our creed, our beliefs, our gender, d- assignments or whatever they call them. It doesn't matter. We all come from the same place and we should all get along and we should all appreciate one another for our diversity, for how different there are, because if we were all the same, this would be an extremely boring place. So I just love we're one race, the human race. Thank you, Loretta. And I don't want to get on a soapbox, but I just want to say that you know it's very difficult sometimes to stay as neutral and as positive to about the human race. It is very difficult. People always taking sides, but I wasn't raised that way. I was raised in a very diverse. I was saying diverse in terms of religion because I wish that we had more people of color when I was growing up in my area. But I just appreciate everyone for the fact that everyone has a gift to give. Everyone has a potential or a vocation, what they were called to do. And it's our job to encourage everyone to reach their potential and to see that vocation. And you don't have to assign it to, a god or a race or anything like that. We all are filled with incredible potential, and it's so sad to see, but it's so sad to see things like that shooting and to see what's going on in Israel and in Ukraine. And I hope that someday we will all see peace on earth, goodwill to all mankind, right? So, anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox and tell you that, yay, it's Hanukkah. It actually started last night, and Hanukkah is the celebration of light. It's a festival of light and life. And the story, if you don't know it, behind Hanukkah is that. At once upon a time, I don't mean that in, that it's a fairy tale, but once there was a synagogue that didn't have a lot of fuel to light up their synagogue, their place of worship, and they only had what they thought was light enough for one evening, and they found that it was lit up for 8 days, and that is where they come to the origin of each day. So each day they take the middle candle and then they light another night. And the idea of it is about hope and about life with light. So I just love that. And what I also love in studying all the different religions is that this time of year, when it is the darkest, at least in North America, at least in the northern part, when it is the darkest, we have so many different religions or beliefs that talk about the light. Solstice is about light. Kwanzaa is about light. Diwali, Christmas, we have the Advent calendar. It's all about the light of the world when it is the darkest time of the year for us. So I just love that, because light really is, it's what it's all about, right? What would we do without the beautiful light of the sun? And so I'm celebrating it. So today I want to show you a couple of different designs that I've done. This one that you see on the screen is a new one. And it actually was featured in Cricut blog, in the Cricut blog a couple of months ago. I don't know if you caught it, but I don't know if I have the Cricut blog. So I'll just type in Cricut blog. So someone from Cricut reached out to me and asked me if they could feature this card in their post about upcoming holidays, and that included my card. I even missed it, but anyway, it was listed. If you read the blog, you might find it in here. Basically, this particular project started off as an insert card, and since not all of us have the machines to make insert cards, I decided, and by the way, if you have a Maker 3, you have a Joy Extra, you have a Explorer 3, you can use what's called the index card mats. But if you are not, you do not have those machines, then the index cards sort of fall on, like, I would love to make this, but how do I make this on my machine? So I want to show you how to do that. Okay, so that's what this project is. And let me have a look and make sure that I show you this other project that I did last year for Hanukkah that includes an iron-on piece. So this is today's project, Keep Shining. And then on the inside, say, wish you a joyous festival and life full of light. Happy Hanukkah. Okay, so this is an insert card that I'm going to show you. How to make from an insert card, right? And then this is last year's project that I did with iron-on. Can you see how beautiful that is? I had some blue sparkle iron-on, but you could also use the colors of Hanukkah are silver and gold and blues, all different color blues. The gold symbolizes the lighting of the menorah, and then the color, the blue and silver, are the colors of the Jewish faith. So I made this last year, and I'm going to show you how to put this together. But this is basically a Cricut Access image. So both of these projects are in under my profile in Cricut Design Space Community, or I don't know what's called, Cricut Community, and you can pick them up for free. They're free, and I'll show you how to put them together after I show you how these how to turn an insert card into a card itself. So you'll notice that my card is very different than when you're looking for an insert card. I'm going to go up here to the name of my project. Is this in DS? Yes, I am in oh, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm trying to watch the clues. And then I see our lucky, very, very lucky friend, Dawn, has been following the Catch the Cutie giveaway that they're doing in Design Space, I guess, or I'm not sure. Is it on the blog? But she's a winner. Dawn, she wins everything. So I'm glad that she found the Cricut Cutie. Anyway, so when you come and you find this file in my Cricut community file, you can click on the description, and here you will see on the bottom of the description, here you will see the different items that I used to create this project. This is a fabulous thing, especially if you're like, where did she ever find that image? So if you see something you like in the community and you want to see, okay, where did these images come from? As long as they came from Design Space, you can track them down. Now, if they are uploaded from a different designer, which is what we've been focusing on all week, different designers, they would not show a access, and also they would not show a number. So under each one is a number. So obviously look here, the line, which I used as a score mark, is free, and the square is free. And then there are there are two fonts that I use. But here is the image that I want to point out to you. This says Keep Shining Card A2, and then it has a number. It starts off with an M1C052 DAC. Now you'll notice it's a hyperlink. So if you click on it, it will bring you to that image, or it should bring you to that image. And unfortunately, in this case, I did not test this. It did not do that, which is sad. I don't know why that is the case, but let us go back here and let's try it again. And if it doesn't work this time, yep, it doesn't work this time. So instead, if that doesn't work, what I want to do here is come to my images area, and I'm just going to type in Keep Shining. And it should come up as an image, and it will show you, please, please, please. Oh, there's a lot of Keep Shining, but the one that I want is an insert card image. So I think maybe I should type in insert. Let's try that. You know, for all the hard work that I do before these shows, you think I would remember. Make sure you go back and check the things you're going to talk about, but of course I don't. So anyway, I'm still looking for that image, which it's going to. I'm giving myself a rap on the wrist for not checking that. But see, there's also a few here that are shine bright, but I keep shining. I'm going to put Hanukkah there and see if it comes up, because with the joy, okay, here we go. I'm getting somewhere here. But with the Joy app, you guys know that there's a Joy app, and they're going to be turning that off. I think it's in January. So if you have become dependent on it, which is what I have been. So here is the image that we're going to talk about later. So here's the Happy Hanukkah. And I'm just still looking for this image that I used to make this card. And I apologize for being delayed about this. I really should have checked it, and I do not see it, which is going to cause a problem. All right. So if this doesn't work, and we tried, I think what I'll do is I'm just going to put in insert card, because the idea of this is that you can take an insert card image and turn it into a regular card if you don't have the card mat. So let's just grab this one, say, just so I can show you for the sake of demonstration, okay? And then let's just, while I'm here, I'm just gonna see if there are any that look like the one that I used. No, but you'll see here that when we're gonna add this one to our thing. So when they come in, they look like this, which they don't look like a card, you see? So this here has also, in addition to the four little, the sides, okay? Which technically what you're supposed to do with this is just resize it and then go to print it or cut it. And it will appear on your card mat that way. So if you hit make it, this was designed to be used on the card mat, right? But because I've made it too big, it won't show up as the card mat. But I want to turn this into a card because say I don't have a card mat or a machine that cuts with the card mat. So I first want to detach this image. And you see there is, these are all writing pieces. So this is all going to be done with the drawing function. And these are the cut pieces. So let's take the cut pieces. And first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to contour, and we're going to contour out these side pieces. We just don't need them, okay? So we've done that. So now I have these two bits right here, and I'm going to build a card. I'm going over to shapes, and then I'm going to choose a square. Now, you guys know I love my cards to be 5 by 7, which means that I need to make this card, let's see, we're going to make it 10 inches wide and 7 inches high. This is going to be my card. And I'm going to work through this. So I'm going to take, for instance, take my cutout, which I need to arrange this to the front, just like this. Okay. But I'm not going to do that just yet. What I'm going to do is turn my card into a lighter color. So there's white. I'm also going to go back to shapes and grab a score line. So this is a score line. Again, I got it from Shapes and it's free. And I'm going to just pull it so that it's 7 inches high, or you can change it up here. Okay. And then before I start fussing with the image, I'm going to do a line center, make sure that my score line is exactly in the middle, and I'm going to hit attach. Now, this is the card that I'm working with, and so this is the image that I want to put on my card line front. Wait, arrange front. Align and arrange are different. Bring to front. Okay. So obviously I've made it really big. I don't want it to be that big. So I'm going to move it over. And for the sake of resizing, I am going to group it, and I'm going to resize it so that it appears nicely on my card. Now it might need to be unlocked and sort of stretch to fit that card. And you probably want to keep a 1/4 of an inch all around the space, just because you don't want to get too close to the edges there. All right, so once you do that, you are going to ungroup it, and we're going to take this part off. And I just want to make sure I put it in the right place. There we go. Okay. All right, so now we have this cut image, but it's laying on top of the card. It's not going to actually cut out on this card unless we do something different to it. So I'm going to click back on my card. I'm going to hit detach because I can't have that that score line. I just had the score line there just so that we would know the proper placement. Okay. So I messed it up. So let me just make sure I do this again. Arrange, sort of align, center, and move this over. Now I'm going to detach and I'll hide this. Okay. Then I'm going to take the actual card and the cutout, which is laying on top of the card. So I grabbed both of these, and I'm going to come down to the bottom here on the right, and I'm going to choose that first thing. It's called slice. So slice is a lot like when you're making Christmas cookies. Think of the bottom piece is your dough, and then the top piece is your cookie cutter. And you're going to actually press the cutter into the dough, and then out comes the cutting, right? And then you have other things. That's what slice is all about. So you're going to select both of these, and you'll choose slice. And it looks like nothing happened, but indeed, if you were to go ahead and peel it away, you can see that you now have, this is our cookie, there's our cutter, and there's our dough, okay? We don't need these anymore, so we can just go ahead and delete them, and then we can go ahead and arrange and bring it to the front, the piece that is the drawing, and we can place it on here. And then also remember, we have a score line that we can bring back. It's hidden underneath here. So let's move this over just so you can see. And we'll take our score line, which we will make sure is at the front. We arrange it to the front. And we're going to then go ahead and do that center alignment. And then we're going to take our writing piece, our drawing piece, I should say. And then we are going to take and attach both the drawing and the score line using the paper clip. Again, attaches down here, don't forget, attach. Now you have a card that can be cut on just about any machine except for the Joys, because the Joys doesn't do scoring. So there are a few more elements here that we need to think about. First of all, we'll have this cutout. So we need to have something behind it, okay? So we'll go back and we'll grab a square. And I'm going to duplicate this square because I also don't want to see that insert below it. So I'm going to just stretch this square. I do need to unlock it. And I'm going to stretch this square to make sure that it is going to fit all of the parts that are cut out. And let's do this. And I'll change the color so that it kind of gives you a better visual, and I will send it back. And now you can see that this is what our card's going to look like. We have two pieces, and we're going to cut them out separately. This will cut out in a blue or whatever color you want the snowflake to be. And then we'll cut out this card that has a score line and that cutout and writing on it. But now I'm fussy. So I want to create an insert to my card, and I want to put a sentiment in there. So what I'm going to do is create another card, And I'm unlocking here, and I'm going to make it 10 by 7 just to start with, okay? So let's change this color to, I don't know, green, just so that you can see it. Now it's 10 by 7, which means if it were to go inside the card, the edges would be exactly the same. And that doesn't go together well. So we want to make it ever so slightly smaller than 10 by 7. So let's make it 9.75 by 6.75, 6 3/4. And now this will sort of tuck in beneath the inside card. Let's go ahead back to shapes and grab a score line again. We're going to place that score line here. We'll stretch it out. And now we're going to take both of those things and do a line center, and then we'll attach it. Now, we're making Hanukkah cards, so if you're unsure about a sentiment, this is my advice, is to go to Google or whatever search engine you use, and Google, and Google, and type in, especially if you're not well versed in the holiday, you can just type in, what do I write in a Hanukkah card? And you'll see it automatically will fill in. And there you go. You get these wonderful things. So the top 4 are listed here. And whoa, wait a second. Hey, you guys, what are you doing? Get out of there. Oh, naughty boy. Okay. So I see here, may the festival of life bring you and your family much happiness and joy. I like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my mouse to highlight that. And I'm going to do a Command C, which is copy. And I believe that's for all different computers. Then I'm going to come back and choose a text. All right. And once I do that, I'm going to do a Command V, which is paste. All right. And here you can see there is that same sentiment. May the Festival of Lights bring you and your family much happiness and joy. Well, I need to put an exclamation point on there. And now I'm looking at this and I want it to write correctly. I want it to write inside my green insert card. So I need to make some changes to the font. All right. So what we want to do is we want to come up here to font, and we're going to click on there. And did you know that there are just oodles and oodles of fonts available if you are an Access subscriber? There are. And you can also bookmark ones up here. So see up here on the very top line, we've got Cricut, System, Bookmarked, and Recent. So if you use the text functions a lot, and you've used it recently with something that you like, you can go ahead and choose something that, for instance, I know that I use this one for my Hanukkah card. It's called BFC, basically. So I could choose that. And there it is. Or I could, for instance, if I bought a font, which in this case I did, I bought a couple of fonts. This one here from American Horror Story. So it's a very Gothic font. I can use my Gothic fonts, anything that I've installed on my system. And we've talked about fonts before, about how to install fonts. So if some of you go to like DeFont or Creative Fabrica, that sort of thing, you can get a font, put it on your system, and still use it in Design Space. And it's very simple. So this time, I think what I'll do is I'm going to hit Cricut, and I'm going to choose something that is, I'm just going to type in writing, because I want to see, I haven't been here in a while, so I want to see what they've got. And there are just so many choices. Yes, oodles and oodles of choices. Now, I love this adorable coffee shop one. Let's see if that one will look good. All right, so here it is. Now, do note here that this is still a cut file. So what I need to do is come up here to Style and choose Writing. It's defaults to regular, choose Writing. Now, I don't like the way this looks because it's bubble letters. I don't like this. It's not something I really like. So I'm back to my Cricut writing thing, and look at this one, looks pretty cool. Let me choose this one. This one's called, oh yeah, this is much better. BFC flannel shirt. That looks really cute. Now, it's not the right size yet, but it's getting there, okay? So then I can want to just go ahead and start changing the size to fit inside my card. Now, my card in this case is a portrait size, a portrait style. And this looks like it could be, the way I've typed it out, more of a landscape, okay? So this is more about me repurposing this sentiment. So I'm going to do, may the festival of lights. Well, let's see. I'm going to do, may the festival of lights. There we go. Bring you, and we'll put another here, your family, much happiness and joy. That's starting to fit better on the inside of my card. I'm still going to just kind of make it smaller. I'm going to make my screen bigger so you can see what I'm doing. And here you go. It's starting to look exactly the way that I want it. Okay, so once I get it there, I am then going to select these. Again, we need to attach our writing and our score line to the card, because if we were to go ahead and hit make it right now, you would have, and let's do that just so you can see what would happen. You would end up with a mat like this, which would have your writing not affixed to your card. So you have to come back. Make sure you know exactly where you want to put it. I like to put it close to the top with enough room to write in somebody's name. And then I'm going to select it all, and I'm going to choose the paper clip down here, and that's attach. Okay. So now we have, if we go ahead and hit make it, you're going to see there is our card base that we turned from an insert card into the base. And then there is our insert part, the inside piece of the card. And then this is the thing that we're going to sandwich and put inside of the card. And it will be a different color than what's on the inside, and it will be hidden. Okay, so these, I know this is a lot, and so you might just say, hey Rita, I just want to do insert cards. I don't want to, but if you want to grow from doing an insert card, these are the steps that you would take to get there. Okay, so now I'm going to bring you down. We're going to show you how to put these together. So let's look at our two concepts here. So this is one that says keep shining, and this again was the insert card. Now, you cannot see it, or you can only see a little tiny bit, but there is the background. It's the gold. If you're wondering where to get the gold foil paper, I do usually get it from Michael's, and they sell it in a pack, like a multi-pack, or you can just buy the gold. So there's the gold. It has this writing on it, which, by the way, I went back and I redid these, and I can tell it's my handwriting because it's not as steady as the machine, but I wanted it to look darker. And then here's my inside card. Okay, so let's put that one together. So we got this piece and this piece. I did not make an envelope for this one because you know how I feel about envelopes. The other one I did make an envelope for because it was a strange size. So that's when I usually make my envelope. So I'm just folding the insert part of the card, the internal piece of the card, just like that. And I'm going to take some double stick tape, and this is double stick, 1/4 of an inch. Don't buy that expensive stuff. Go to Amazon or the Dollar Tree and buy this for like $1 at Dollar Tree, or you can buy like, I don't know, 10 rolls for less than $10 at Amazon. Some companies actually sell this stuff for $2 and $3 a roll, and I think it's highway robbery. So here we go. We're going to put this on here. We don't want to peel it off just yet, but I just wanted to show you that part. And then we're going to take this. Now, this has a lot of cutouts, okay? And what you want to do first, make sure all the cutouts are cut out. In this case, one of my little, what is it? My little flames is not cut out correctly. So I might have to do a little surgery on that. You see that? And by the way, I changed out my pen because I wasn't happy with this pen because it was coming in. I liked the color, but it wasn't filling in the letters enough. So I switched it to the blue metallic marker 1.0, which I love these markers. They work great every single time. So now I'm going to fold this at the score line. All right, I can use this if I want a nice sharp score. Then I'll fold it back because I like that. I like to do that. So now what we're going to do is take this piece, which is that gold foil piece, and we're going to affix it to the inside of the card. But you'll notice that there are a ton of these little tiny bits that are cut out. It makes it look so elegant. But what you're going to need to do is you don't want to smear your gold paper. So you're going to have to take your glue bottle, of which I now have a gazillion because, I don't know, I ordered some more. And now I have like all these glue bottles floating around. Anyway, I hope this one works. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to very carefully just drop in a little tiny bit of glue on each of those pieces. Believe me, doing this is really going to save your hide in terms of looking professional. Because if this is my one complaint with insert cards, is that they don't lay flat, and so if the more intricate you get, the more the piece sort of lifts up. So this is my solution to that kind of a card. So I'm just dotting very, very carefully, not a whole lot of glue, but just sort of dotting all around where I want the glue to hold that piece down. And then here we go. Boop, 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 boop. All right. I wonder, my sister's coming home today, by the way. All right. That's Benji for the little dog has the most biggest thing. Hey, Benjamin, stop. So my sister's coming home today. She should be home even right after I finish up. But I don't think that's why Benji's barking. Benjamin, because he doesn't usually bark at family members. All right. Just putting a little bit of glue, and I want to take my gold, and I really need to be very careful here because if I move the gold piece, Benjamin, I don't like that. Come on. I don't like that. I'm talking to my friends. You need to stop. All right. All right, so if I move this, it's going to smear on here. And getting glue on a gold piece is not, it's not professional. It looks, you never get it back to being looking like that glue. So I'm just going to be very careful about laying it right over the piece and not moving it. I'm pressing down. Now I might need to come back and put a little bit of glue around the edges because I didn't do that. But let's have a look and see. See, it looks so nice. There's only a tiny, tiny bit of glue seeping through right here. And rather than using my finger, which will make it look very smeary, I'm just going to use my weeding tool to get that in there. So now we have our beautiful card. Let's give it a second to dry. And then while we do that, we're going to take off these pieces of the double stick tape. And when we get done with that, this is going to go over that gold piece. Now, I have a sneaking suspicion that I made the gold piece a little too big. It was just one of those, I just grabbed a square and then resized it. So there might be a little bit of this sort of hanging off on the edge, which if that bothers you, it would bother someone like my sister. So if that bothers you, I'll show you what you can do. So here I am. I've got my double stick tape off, and now I'm just going to sandwich that right inside of the card. Let's have a look at the inside of the card. Yeah, so see this here, this extra, that would drive my sister absolutely batty. So what I would suggest, if you have that or you have a sister that's like that, you can just go ahead and gently take your whatever kind of knife, if you use the True Control knife, or there's also, you know, the X-Acto knife. But I like my True Control knife, and I'm just gently scoring down there so that I can lift up this piece. And look, it's almost all the way through, but I'm not gonna push too hard because I don't want to push through to my next card, you know, the outside card. I just want enough that it's going to come off, and boom, my sister will be most pleased with me. And there is that card. Now for the other card, isn't that beautiful? Just beautiful. And I much prefer that 1.0 millimeter marker to my hand-drawn Stars of David. Now this one here is going to require a little bit of heat, because this one here, and I did make an envelope for it, but this one here I chose to make with this stuff. It is Sparkle Iron-On. I just had it left over from something or other. So I cut it out, and if you do want to make this particular project, you can pick this up in the community under my name. So they should all be listed at the top because I recently edited them. So I have a lot of projects on there, but in this case I have when I work on a project, it usually floats to the top, so you can easily find it. And hey, while you're there, if you're not already following me in the community, if you do follow me, you'll be notified of when I add new projects. And if I follow you back, which I tend to do, then I will see all the different things that you do. And if you happen to take one of my projects and make it your own, it will tell me that, which I really like. And it's a community. It's just lovely to see all the different designs. I've seen a number of them that I just like, wow, I really love that design. And if I weren't cutting out a gazillion things already, I probably would troll the community quite a bit, because there's just so many lovely projects there from all of you people that are doing cutting like me every day, or they're creating every day. I think they changed the community a little bit, where you used to be able to share projects without an image. Um, and now they make it so that you can only share it if it has an image, which I find is really kind of sad, because sometimes you make it and you forget to take a picture or whatever, and you've given it away. That's usually my situation, and then you want to share it with community, but because you didn't have a picture associated with it, it becomes impossible to share. And we are going to need to use our Cricut Easy Press Mini for this. Oops, I got a few little things from those flames that are not coming off. Come on. Yesterday was Teddy Bear's 9th birthday. And so, because I had to be reminded from my vet that it was his birthday. And so I didn't make any special birthday cakes or anything. So as a treat for him, I let him sleep in my bed, which he absolutely adores. And I would put him in my bed every single day. I know Santo hates that. He's like, dogs don't belong in the bed. But I used to sleep with my dogs all the time, and they just love it. And they give off an incredible warmth, which is great, because last night was super cold. And he had such a nice evening cuddling with me and in bed. It was just really lovely. But yeah, he's 9 years old, and that's tough, because corgis don't live a long time. So I need to be prepared. Just, it's difficult. It's the hardest thing about having dogs, I think. I mean, they're a breeze with everything, except when they get older, and then they end up with so many problems. So anyway, he had a good night. So that was, we had a good week, really, if you think about it. I had my cousins over on Monday, which was so much fun. And then on Tuesday, I went downtown Peabody, drove my own car down there. I haven't driven in a large number of months. And then what else? I had a couple of meetings, and I felt like I was getting my life back, as I think my friend Roberta said, we don't know the time that we have left. And so for me, I want to make good use of the time that I have. So I decided, this week, I don't want to say yesterday, because it was this week, I decided that I was going to make every structure, every building, and I had to write them all down, but to make every building that SVG cuts, to make sort of I want to do, because she sizes them all so that they're sort of, you could put them together and make like a little village, which I like. And she has a couple of brand new projects. I think I've shown you those this week. And so I decided, so I cut out the church to start with, and I was putting that together this morning before I came on. And after that, I'm going to do the Mistletoe Manor, and there's also a Victorian home, and the house that I'm going to call the Home Alone house, because it looks just like the one from the movie Home Alone. It's like those brick houses from Chicago, suburbs of Chicago. Just really cute. And what's kind of funny is Mary, who is the designer at SVG Cuts, is from Chicago. So I'm wondering if she like patterned it after her own house or one of the houses that she saw. Now I'm just taking a little bit of masking tape because there were some small pieces here, and I'm just going to go ahead and just make like a little a little lint roller type of thing with masking tape. All right, so that's done. Now we need to get our Easy Press Mini, and I need also my little mat to protect my surface, and I'm going to put it on 2. We all have expiration dates. Well, I hope that my expiration date, I'll still last beyond my expiration date, because unfortunately with a metastatic disease, it does limit your lifespan. And my goal is to live as long as I live every single day, and then also to make the best out of it. But I would like to live a nice, happy, long life. Recently, we lost the Norman Lear, who is who was a producer, a director of a lot of the sitcoms that I grew up with, like All in the Family, The Jeffersons. My father loved the Jeffersons program. Oh my God, he loved that show so much. And then, like One Day at a Time, and what's the other one? Different Strokes. I forget the other one. Facts of Life. And he died 101 years old. And I was watching Jimmy Kimmel, and he was nice, and he made such an impact. But at 101 years old, what Jimmy said was, it's almost like he didn't live enough. And that's the way I want it to be when I go, even if I go at 101, is someone to say that about me. I think about that a lot. So anyway, all right. So I've got my Easy Press on the 2 squiggles, and I have put my iron on that piece of silver. This, I think it might be chrome. Also from Michael's, that paper. And we're just going to take our time and make sure we get this whole area done. I don't think a lot of people think, oh, I've got this iron on, I have to put it on a shirt. And frankly, my son is so, I don't usually wear graphic tees, and my son is at the place where it's like he's not going to wear something from his mother. So even though he wears t-shirts, he's not gonna wear something that I made. He would have if he was younger. I would have saved myself a lot of time and effort if I had the Easy Press when he was younger, because I don't know, he went through a phase every single day he had to wear a Thomas the Tank Engine t-shirt. And man, I would go out and look for, because I didn't want him to wear the same shirt every single day. So I would go out and buy every single Thomas. And you know how hard it is to find different new Thomas. It was hard. But I suppose it's like that with the kids these days with like Paw Patrol. But gosh, he was so into trains. We had trains running around everywhere. in the house. In the bathtub, he absolutely adored taking a bath, and I would use the bathtub and set up the train tracks so he would stay in there. And yeah, it's amazing what you do when you're a mom. Anyway, all right, so that seems to have worked real well. And there we go. Now this is the thing that we throw away, and then we're going to turn off our Easy Press Mini, put this stuff away, and let's go ahead and attach this. This one's slightly easier. We're just going to use a little bit of double stick tape, put that together. So this was my last year's Hanukkah project, and then the Keep Shining is this year's one, and I'll have to make a new one for next year. I love, you know, I don't think a lot of people at Hanukkah expect, I think that's what Cheryl was basically saying, like, don't, you know, I know you are very gracious about it, you know, at pointing out the different kinds of holidays out there, but I don't think they suspect or expect to get a beautiful Hanukkah card. They probably expect a season's greetings card, you know, but why not? I have a couple of friends, one of them who's kind of sick, that I want to send him, my friend Stuart, I want to send him this card. Okay, so it says sending love your way during the Festival of Lights. And let's put together, look at this. Isn't this great? Double-sided. So this is just a square envelope, and I love the peace birds. So let's put this together. So this is the only time I would make my own envelope, is if it were a special size. And, oh, I didn't fold this right. Surgery time. I have to take a little bit off here. So what are you all doing for the weekend? It's what? 1, 2, it's only 3 more weekends to go before Christmas. Are you doing anything special? I am going to work on my holiday decorations. I have to get, because my mother said to me last night before we went to bed, she said, you know, you could leave the Christmas tree up with no decorations on it. It looks good. And I said to her, I am absolutely not going to do that, because I don't want to have another Christmas where I have just a plain old tree. I have done that already a couple of times since my son got older, but I like the decorations. I used to love it when I was a kid, like when the decorations would come down, your house looks like a brand new place. And I always loved that, like after Epiphany, doing that with, you know, taking it down, cleaning your house looks so good. And I love that feeling, because, you know, you live in a house for long enough, and it starts to get kind of boring, and you're like, maybe I want to remodel or whatever. But nobody remodels in December, right? They wait until after. All right, so there is our second card with its own envelope. So we've got, so we've got, that's the mailman. We've got this lovely Keep Shining card, the 5x7-inch card that was originally an insert card. And then we have this darling piece, the birds of peace, maybe they're doves. And there is our card, Happy Hanukkah. I'm going to send to my friend Stuart. And that is today's lesson. I hope you all enjoyed it. I have not read all of the comments. Oh, it's from Zoe Deschanel. Oh, okay. So Loretta, who is just so fabulous, she's so fabulous. She found the Keep Shining image under searching for Zoe Deschanel, or is it Zoe? I'm not sure, but Zoe Deschanel, who did a number of cards in the past. So there's this one, Keep Shining, and it was an insert card, and we turned it into a regular card. So I hope that you enjoyed. What happened? Did I say something wrong? Oops, Teresa Rivard, Teresa, hi. I was thinking about you. There's Gail, our friend Gail. You're gonna cutting rhinestone templates. Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. I hope you all have a lovely weekend, no matter what you do. If you're celebrating the Hanukkah holiday, or if you're preparing for another holiday, enjoy yourself, enjoy the time, because you're never going to get that back. And that's why they call today the present, because it's a gift, right? I know that sounds kind of corny and everything, but it's sort of true. So I hope that you enjoy whatever it is that you do. I'll be back. I won't be back on Monday at 9 a.m. Okay, because I have to go to the cancer center early that day. I think it's 8:30, so I won't be back. But I may come when I'm done, which would probably be around 10 o'clock. So I might be there, but late. And then Tuesday, I might try to do a program, but I'm not really sure how the rest of the week's going to pan out. So bear with me. And know that you can always go back and look at older videos on my YouTube channel. There are over 1,000 there, and so you can go and find a project to work on that maybe I did the same time last year. All right. I will take care of myself, and thank you. I will take all the prayers and the luck that you can provide me, because I believe very strongly in the power of prayer. And this will be my 5th, and what I thought was going to be my last chemo session, but I heard from the doctor this week that I'm going to have to do an additional 2 more. That's going to bring me in through January. So my heart was a little bit set on being done for Christmas, but you know what? I'm okay if they want to err on the side of caution to get rid of this nasty disease. And it is working. The all of the comments, the prayers, the thoughts, and the treatments, they're working for me. So please keep them up, as I also will keep you in my prayers. And I love you guys. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me, and we'll see you. Yeah, so I got 2 more after the one on Tuesday, so a total of 7, and I'm hoping that will get me there. And Teresa, I've been thinking about you as I use my glitter. I know I owe you some glitter paper, and I have actually put it aside, and I got overwhelmed with so much going on. I hope you understand. And for the rest of you, I hope you have a lovely weekend. We'll see you again really soon. Take care of yourselves, okay? Thank you, Teresa. Thank you for being so kind. But I do have a big stack to send you, and I need to send it to you. Because anyway, we were talking about that. Anyway, love you all. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.